Right, so you're preparing for a race, training is going good, you're smashing miles, getting in all the workouts as planned, life is good, and you're rolling like a well-oiled machine. But then someone or something switches off the main power switch and life as you know it completely stops. Smashing the road turns into smashing your head against the wall, and dreaming about that finish line turns into dreaming about when this nonsense will finally end and you can get your life back. Injuries can strike at any moment, and sometimes with the absolute worst timing in a training block. Or in my case, a 2-week holiday to South Africa where I ran 0 miles, ate like a pig and drank way too many Black Label beers. Zamalek! So when the African dust settles, that Achilles stops crying, or that crippling cough goes away and you can finally get your running mojo back, where do you start? What do you do? How much do you do? So here are a couple of things to keep in mind. Don't stress. If you look at the bigger picture, 2 weeks is nothing. Think about all the months and even years of training you have in your legs. So just focus on getting healthy, drink some more beer, and forget about those 2 weeks like that first lover you had back in high school. Forget and move forward. You're not going to lose all fitness within 2 weeks. If you're a normal, average runner like me, your legs are not going to turn into little baby legs with 0 power if you miss 2 weeks of training. The bigger and better your base training is, the less fitness you will lose. My base is pretty good, so I wasn't too stressed at all. They say that missing training up to 2 weeks has a very small impact on your fitness level. You will lose some anaerobic fitness, so that's the fast stuff, but aerobically you almost have nothing to worry about.
What are you doing?
Don't rush back. Do not try and make up those 2 lost weeks within the next 2 weeks. That's just a recipe for disaster, and that Achilles will almost certainly come back for round 2. Take the first week kind of easy, evaluate how you feel, and then move forward. If everything feels good and back to normal, then you can return to your normal training. We're not professional runners, and we have a life outside of running. And sometimes there are some obstacles in our running lane, but that's just part of the journey. And that is exactly the reason why running consistently and starting training early is so important. So when that roadblock comes around, you can relax, take it easy, make some new plans, and get back into the fight when the next round starts. Sometimes the time off during those 2 weeks is also important. Give your body a nice rest, don't wake up early on a Sunday morning for a long run, spend some extra time with your family, and most importantly, browse the internet for some new shoes, socks and hats. I sometimes have a love-hate relationship with running, but in those 2 weeks you miss it so much and you fully realize just how awesome it actually is. And before you know it, you lace up those new shoes and the smiles and sparkles are back. Oh yeah, and one more important thing, new shoe day, baby!